Hello everyone, this is Ron again with the second episode of my full playthrough of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Picking up right where I left off last time, I just finished one boss, gonna move past that particular boss and hopefully onto some other ones. I'm hoping that I may be able to get the double jump this episode. I don't know if I'll be able to or though. Kinda depends upon how my exploration works out. Okay, let me just stop here for a minute, and I will equip that new sword that I just got. It is slightly better. For anyone just tuning in, I am playing the Xbox Live Arcade remake of this, and that means I am of course playing it on an Xbox 360 with an Xbox 360 controller. This port is pretty close overall, some minor differences. I discussed this last time. And right now, I'm gonna do some quick exploration of the outer wall. I'm gonna hit a bit of a snag here shortly, actually, in my exploration, in which I'm gonna be needing the double jump, and I won't be able to get it. I know what the double jump is. It's just to get it initially, you have to go in this roundabout way. But once we get it, that'll be really nice. And then that thing right there is actually the first transformation you get. It's like the wolf transformation. Overall, it's actually not very good. And I think here is the first transportation room or teleportation room. Basically, these are basically waypoints in the castle that you can use to get around get around to various points without having to explore yourself. However, there is one waypoint that can only be accessed by going through it one time. So I'm going to do that right now. And it takes me here. Interesting thing to note about those transportation rooms is they do actually follow a pattern. When I played this initially, I would always get really confused as to how it teleported me around. So one day I actually sat down and more or less kind of figured out what was going on. And basically, it goes in counterclockwise based on the amount you've discovered. And so it's kind of neat because once you know that and how it works, you can figure out exactly how many times you have to go through it in order to get closest to where you want to go. I'm going to go back to where I was here, and we'll continue with the exploration of the outer wall. As I said, I'm hoping I can get the double jump this episode. However, I'm not going to fret too much if I don't. And let's see. Most of my gushing about this game I did last episode. Yes, elevator activated. I'll run back down there in a second. Get the wolf transformation. Yeah, see what's funny? I can't open that pot and go inside until I had the double jump. Like the way the jump is, you just can't. Not a big deal though. And then this elevator does actually allow for some quicker movement, but I generally like to actually do it the long way, just because you kill more guys, get more loot, as well as a little bit more experience tends to help out. See, now that I have that, I can turn into a wolf. I can bark at things to attack them. I can jump. Strangely enough, he keeps his little sword dealy strapped there. Don't know why, but the wolf transformation, it's really more, it looks cool more than it is actually useful. The most useful part is that I can run fast, which is really only helpful in a couple areas of the game that have very long hallways, and it's not a kind of be-all end-all. Now this, I think, goes to a new area. Yeah, the clock tower. We're gonna head right back because there's an area to go up, and I want to make sure that I run up here. Don't want that thing. But more importantly, there's a save point. I'm gonna save again, mostly because it's gonna refill my little bit of health here, and then in case something happens, which although I doubt it, I just pop back into this. So we'll do that right here. And then what I always like to do is I do like to explore this area a little bit before I'm forced to go back and do the whole thing to get the double jump. I'm going to be doing that shortly. It involves actually exploring through several areas, but we'll get it here. One thing that I had not talked about is this game's soundtrack. Now, I'm not necessarily a big video game soundtrack buff, but this game has an awesome soundtrack, like good enough to listen to. And this area has one of the best songs in my opinion. So after I'm done with this little spiel here, I'm going to try keeping my mouth shut so that way you guys can hear it. I hate to interrupt everyone's enjoyment of that awesome music, but that giant floating skull, I remember the very first time I saw that, like, I was just like, whoa, awesome. And actually, like, it just really surprised me, like just how it was just like a big version of those other skulls. I don't want to grab that. Okay, I'm going to go back to probably trying to be quiet here. Ooh, I'm gonna try something. There's a particular spell I want to try casting, but it is a huge pain in the ass to cast. It's a spell called Soul Steal. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I've always had difficulty with reliably doing it. I think I may not worry about it. Actually, no, it's Dark Metamorphosis. I already cast that earlier. Where is it? I wish I could show you Soul Steal. It's such a it's like the hardest spell to cast. It costs a lot of magic, but it's actually really useful. It basically steals HP from all the enemies on the screen. If you can pull it off consistently, it can be extremely useful, especially in some boss battles. But I have just never been able to pull it off consistently. Usually, oh, sorry about that, folks. A little bit of braking there. I was kind of messing around with the D-pad, just trying to press it. Oh well. I'm gonna pop back up to this save point and heal real quick. Hurt myself pretty bad trying to do that Soul Steal with that monster floating around. I'm not gonna worry about saving too much. At least not right now. Now I have to go back down here. No, don't want to go there. I know exactly where I want to go. So I have to go into a different area. Do some things there. Actually, one thing I do want to touch on is just the enemies in this game, and I always liked these skeletons because they come in the groups of 3s that shoot the musket. I always thought that was kind of I just thought it was kind of neat, but and that was one thing that made this game actually really great, was just the enemy types. There are just so many and so different too. Not just, you know, a few or whatever, just so many different types in every area. It was actually interesting to see what the game was going to throw at you next. We're going to head into this area here. And this is the Long Library. Oh. These guys can be a bit of a pain when you first meet them, however they tend to become pretty easy. Interesting thing about these guys though, they're actually a nod to another game. I can't remember right now. I'll have to look that up and actually maybe post that in the description or something if I can find it. I want to say it was like Altered Beast or something, but the only reason why I found that out was because when I played this game, I saw those enemies and I was like, wow, that's a really familiar, you know, the enemy looks really familiar, and it's pulled almost directly from a different game, and it was just like, and they just kind of felt like including it, so they did. In this area that we are in right now, is the Long Library, which has some of Symphony of the Night's most famous enemies, or infamous as it would be, the Fleamen, because they hop around and are a little bit hard to hit. I had trouble with them until I actually figured out how to beat them, and they were pretty easy. Now, you're seeing that little thing up there. I currently cannot get into that. I'll be coming back to that later. There's some interesting little things you can do with that. Let's just clear out these guys. Yeah, these Fleamen, once you know the trick to timing your attack, they're actually very easy to kill. But the thing is, even occasionally, you can sometimes miss it and they mess you up. There's even like harder versions where like they have armor, and those ones, oh man, those guys are a huge pain. We may see some of them a little bit later. Okay. Now we're gonna start heading up this way. Ah, these guys. They can be a monumental pain because if they touch you, they typically inflict a curse, like now, which prevents you from attacking normally. Now, there are ways around it, like, for example, by using spells or special weapons. But it is a monumental pain while it's up. However, in this area exclusively, there are some areas where you can get a guaranteed uncursed potion drop, so you can get a ton of them. Ah, yes, these books. I always thought these enemies were actually pretty cool, just cause how it seemed, just cause it was like how they pulled themselves out of a shelf and then attacked you. I just thought it was kind of neat, but. And then also their death animation, all the letters coming out. I thought that was very well done. There's a little. Oh. Gotta be careful on those ones. They're actually like upgraded versions of them. Fairy Scroll. Basically, this relic makes it so that you can see the name of the enemy you're fighting. Don't know why it takes so long to get essentially what amounts to a basic function, but whatever. Time to continue exploring. And those areas up there, can't get to those yet. I remember when I was younger and I played this, I was like so obsessed with trying to explore every room thoroughly before I moved on that like I literally spent like a couple of hours just trying to get to those areas before I was really able to. And I kind of like, I don't know if I glitched the game out or something, but like I kind of like forced it one time and I was like, oh wow, that's amazing. And then like 15 minutes later, I found the double jump. And I was like, oh, that's all I needed.
It's been a long time, old one.
Oh, this is the librarian. He sells you stuff.
You, Master Alucard. What do you need?
I need your help.
Young Master, I cannot aid one who opposes the Master.
You won't go unrewarded.
Really? In that case, just tell me what you need.
Okay. How much gold do I
I'm
have?
interested
There's
in
specific things you actually really want to buy from him. I always buy the castle map, just because it's a decent little basic castle, lets you figure things out. Let's see, and then there's a particular weapon that I always like to buy. Now see, this is actually one change between the Xbox Live version and the version I'm playing. Between the regular version and the version I'm playing, which is the Xbox Live version. In the regular version, the Damascus sword is actually more powerful than these swords. In the Xbox Live version, they changed a little bit, and it was actually drastically more expensive. However, not that big of a deal. typically don't even buy those items. I typically wait to buy any items from him until a specific point in the game. It's right before a specific boss fight where it's very, very helpful to have
I'm interested in this.
a bunch of throwing items. This is where you can sell gems you find to sell. Here, this is interesting. You can
I'm
like
interested in this.
buy like little videos that show you like almost like a strategy for like beating a boss that you've come across. They're kind of neat. Just for sake of demonstration, I'm gonna do this one, and it basically just kind of like shows you a little video of like them fighting this boss. It's kind of thing where like the first time you're playing the game, it's actually kind of neat, just to see how like they recommend doing it. But these videos, I don't know if they show, 'cause some of them actually show a complete battle with the boss. Other ones show like just like a short clip, kind of to get you started. This one is apparently doing that. That's not what I did when I fought him. Nope. And we'll just let this play here. And it shows him die. And you can do that for pretty much like any boss in the game too. And that's actually kind of nice. What's always kind of funny is like sometimes it shows items that like you don't have yet, so that can be interesting too. This is where you can actually play the music in the game. Okay, back to doing
Well,
stuff.
for now.
See this map? It's just like a basic castle map. Oh wait, I just remembered. I totally forgot to buy the one thing you absolutely have to buy from the librarian.
What can I do for you?
I'm interested in this.
Where is it? Come on here, come on. No, this is a specific item. It's like some blue stone. I always forget. There we go. Jewel of Open. You have to buy this item from him in order to progress. There were some doors earlier that were outlined in blue that said they were locked. You need that jewel to open them. Like a moron, I was too busy talking, not paying attention, forgot to buy that. Well, we got it anyway. Okay. Let's head back. Let's see, there are some more areas I can explore. Actually, what I want to do is go... we're gonna go to the Underground Caverns, which if you... I can't really point to the screen and show you, but it's the area that goes underneath everything else on the screen. I'm just debating whether or not I want to teleport to somewhere. Where I am, it doesn't really matter. Just because... basically because, the distance... Oh, jeez. Yeah, see, that's why those guys can be difficult to avoid. There we go. stuff like that I kind of do all the time, because sometimes when you're like just moving the D-pad around a lot and stuff, it'll basically input like spell commands and stuff. There we go. And I think I'll hit up the save point on my way over to where I want to go. Just to refill my health here. And actually, I need to go this way so I can hit up the save point. It's funny. I actually feel like I'm going slow, but I look at my time clock, and I'm actually making very, very good time. I'm kind of cruising through some areas here and just kind of getting things done. We'll see if that pace keeps up, especially when I hit some of the later areas in the game, which does get very cool. I do not want to ruin that. I hope I don't, but I'm really bad about spoilers sometimes. Although, to be fair, this game, if you're watching this, you should probably at least be somewhat familiar with it. I don't know what the hell goes on, but don't want to make angry someone who, for some reason, has not played this game. Now, this hallway would be an area that transforming into the wolf and running down really fast would be useful, except there's an ability that you get as a wolf that you need in order to be able to do that in this area. It doesn't come till much later. By the time you get it, it's just about worthless, because then by that point you're just one-shotting everything in this hallway. You just run through it anyway, so. There's that eye again. I really like how that enemy just like explodes and goes in a shower of flames, even though it's clearly just like some monster thing. Okay, I'm gonna go. Oop. Ah, geez, sorry about that, folks. Hit the wrong button. And then here is the first of these locked blue doors. To open, leads to a switch, which makes this thing, and then it actually opens up some areas that I can go into. The major one being an entire new area to explore. This is just like a little room with some items in it. That item library card, I always thought that was kind of funny, because it's a library card. Basically, it transports you directly to the librarian's room. It can be handy sometimes, but once you kind of know what you're doing. Oh crap! Just hated that. Okay, now we're gonna go down here. This area also has some really neat music too. Ah, I hate that. Mostly because it basically regenerates the enemies. Here's my little save point. We'll save. And then, if you pay attention there, so the little platforms up there, I will be getting back to those. Another save point. I always thought it was kind of odd that like they put some save points really close together like this. However, as we'll be seeing probably a little bit later, it does actually make sense with the way some of the things that happen are laid out. But little secret area. Funny thing, I actually like beat the entire game once without ever finding like first time I'd never actually found this little area down here. Stupid water. Yeah, see that water? If I jump in it right now, it hurts me. Not fun. You get items and stuff to help you have that not be a problem. I'll be coming back to there in a little bit. This is a mini boss. This area is kind of neat because it has the rising water, and you have to jump on the platforms and kind of keep jumping to avoid it from hurting you. This part is actually just kind of a pretty neat lead up to a boss, in terms of what happens, like the mini boss fight, and then the little area before it. Okay, we're gonna head in and fight the boss here, and this is the boss. I never understood it myself. Ugh. I do sometimes have trouble with this boss, but it's mostly because of some other things, some things that it does that I just find to be kind of jerky, but it's mostly just a matter of getting things down right. I should be able to get this. There we go. And then you get behind here and just kind of whack the hell out of her. And then she dies. And flames, blue flames, yes. And you get this thing, which heals you and ups your maximum health. And it's all for this cloak that you get, which helps up your health and defense, and looks neat. It says it semi-invisible, and it is. It being invisible does not affect anything. It just looks kind of neat. And then we come back down here. The water level has been lowered. I can explore a little bit. There's this. Scimitar. Oh, sunglasses. Totally forgot about those. Although I don't always necessarily even use them, because it lowers the damage that my spells do. And as you've been seeing, I use spells quite a lot, so I generally do not wear them. I always liked that like water skimming effect. I always thought that was pretty cool. Heading back. Little mushrooms. They're such weird items. Like some of them like poison you, and others help you. Okay, there's actually neat little things here. Over there are a bunch of guys with spears. I take this box, I push it up to where this little water thing is. You hear that little bubbly noise? And then this happens, and they're like, oh no, oh no, oh no, and then they all die. And that's also like kind of like this weird little like one-of thing, and I actually think it's just such a cool little thing. Like, whether it's just like, oh hey, you just do this and they all die. There's some areas out there to go through. However, if I go in that water, I'll get hurt for right now, so I need to stay out of the water as much as possible. Stupid frog. Those little green frogs, they can actually be a huge pain because they're actually very small and hard to hit. Generally, you want to try and get a hit in before they make their first jump, if you possibly can. I'll just use that. Took some damage. Worth it though. Have I gotten a different shield? Do not believe I have. Oh well, not that big of a deal. Believe it may be. Okay, that's a neat little item down there. It damages all the enemies on the screen. But however, right now, not very feasible for me to get, so I'm just gonna ignore it. It's a big waterfall. There's an area over there. Should really want to get actually. There's an area back here I want to go into. Because of this. Oh wow, I'm almost about to level up again. Ooh, ice cream. Yeah, sometimes your enemies guys drop off the wall, but hey, it's kind of neat. Sorry I wasn't talking there. I was actually enjoying the music. Like I said, I really like the music in this section, so. Okay. Head into here. Open up some quick, easy access here. Merman. Okay. Because I kind of want to be ridiculous about making sure I get as much exploration as I can, as early as I can. We'll just wander over this way real quick. Yeah, see these mermen, that's a Castlevania staple pretty much. There's always a room with these guys. Here they continuously spawn, and there's kind of like some tricks people do to like use them to just kind of like farm experience and stuff. I never really did that. I always felt it kind of like broke the spirit of the game, so never really got into it. But you know, it's the Castlevania staple, merman room. There's this dude who's weird.
I'll take you to a place which might be interesting for you.
Don't know why he laughs, but it's always weird because I always thought there was some kind of like sinister intention behind what he was doing, and this is all he does. He just takes you somewhere. But actually, this sequence, as I've continued to play this game over the years and whatnot, like this sequence where the ferryman kind of takes you around and stuff, I actually found like really seemed to grow on me. Like when I was younger and I first played, I was like, oh, I like to stand around and wait. It's just kind of like how it sets things up. Like you get this item, and it says summons the oarsman. Like okay, and so you come back out here and you think, okay, well I left him there. So we go back here. This part can be a bit of a pain. You may have seen earlier on the thing with the bats, they can knock you off. And the funny thing, if that happens, this guy just keeps rolling, he doesn't stop. No. That area that I couldn't finish exploring earlier I'm gonna head back to that, but I can't go straight back to it. There's a big waterfall that I can't get up. However, I can get to it in a bit of a roundabout way. I'd have to go back through some areas I've already been in, so probably not going to be the most exciting for returning viewers. But if this is your first episode you're watching for whatever reason, you get to see some areas with some really neat design. Nothing there. Don't ask me why there would be something like this in a castle. Perhaps people like to hop everywhere. I do not know. This dude. I'll hit up the save chamber real quick, just to get a quick save in. Don't need the healing or nothing, but should something ridiculously stupid happen or whatever, I am prepared. Yeah, I was kind of dumb there. I could have just probably cast a spell and taken out both of them. But oh well. Sometimes I play this game kind of like, almost like old school like that, but yeah, whatever. Ah, this music. Alright, I'll change this out. I'll keep my diamond. Ordinarily I'd switch it out for an enemy coming up, but I feel like kind of just cheesing him a little bit. Funny thing is that spell to do those 4 at once took me a very long time to be able to do it consistently. Once I got it down though, oh man, was it totally worth it. Just being able to do all 4 of them, like I can just wreck dudes. Still, my favorite is that. So quick, so easy to do, and it's basically like I'm gonna hit an enemy no matter what. And that's what it's very useful for. Good enemies and sometimes hard to reach areas. Ah, stupid boomerang guy. See, that's why I don't like these guys. I always need to come back. There we go. Oops, didn't jump there. That was totally me. I was too busy scratching out my face and missed the jump there. This area's music I always kind of liked too. Just because it fits it like so well and makes this neat little mood to it. Looking at the time, I probably got about 20 minutes left or so. I don't know, it depends on how I feel. Not sure if I am going to get the double jump, but I have made some decent progress. Did some exploring, and did a whole new area, but I'm definitely going to be finishing up the core of it. There's actually more to it that I'll be getting back to later. You'll probably see me checking the map a lot. I kind of get in that habit, but I kind of have the maps for this game kind of memorized a little bit, or at least a very good. So I generally know when I go to look at the map, I know the area I'm heading towards, and basically all I do is real quick look for where my exits are, double check those, like now, and then I just keep moving. And it's actually really handy because in this version of it, the Xbox Live Arcade version, the map button is set to the left trigger, so it's very easy to just real quick just be like, I need to check the map, and just boom boom and out. I forgot what it was in the original PS1 version. I don't think it was one of like the left buttons or anything. I didn't mention it in the first episode, but those 3 areas up there, I will be going into all 3 of those eventually. Those are areas to explore. I have to get certain items and meet certain requirements in order to do it though. And also do a little thing with a special weapon, which I'll be doing later. Right now, we're actually still in the early portion of the game. Still kinda just getting the mapping of some of the areas down and getting some of the powers and whatnot that kind of form the staple for most of your moveset. Stupid skeleton man, how does that feel? Oh, okay. Nope, don't want that. That time thing's gonna be important later though. Not even gonna bother with those guys. I just want to get down here. Back in here. Spells. They make. Oh, nice. Okay, we're gonna fall down here. I think I was like doing is seeing how far I can fall without stopping. I've tried to like fall all the way down to here without stopping. If there's a way to do it, I haven't got it down, but. See, this is important. I think I got this. Someone's Roseman. Someone's in here too. This is important. Gotta duck here. If you don't duck, you will get knocked off. And be stuck in the water and take a crap ton of damage. I would love to get that ring, but I can't chance it right now. I'll be getting an item that makes it so that the water doesn't damage me eventually, or maybe shortly, I can't remember. But then it won't matter if the oarsman leaves me behind. Oh yeah, see one thing, the basic map bite does not show everything. It's a basic map. Wait, they basically like a starting point. Oh, here we go. The holy symbol. This item I always find to be kind of funny. It says holy symbol. You go check your relics. Holy symbol. Looks very suspiciously like a snorkel. And it says protection while underwater. We'll be able to see here shortly what it does. See, ordinary something like that, I'd be taking damage. I'm not. And just to show you that it does indeed do that, not taking damage, I'll go and turn it on. I start taking damage. Turn it back on, no damage. So, now we've got that. A very important item, especially in these sections here. In fact, this is where it's most important because you get a ton of items down here, and you just generally get to things, and very convenient too. And I'm actually being a little bit ridiculous about trying to get my exploration done because there is an item in the game that I particularly like that actually grows more powerful the more exploration you've done, so trying to get as much of that as possible. The Don't ask me why it's okay for him to just go around underwater. I may have missed the ring. It's not that big of a deal. I would just sell it for some money. The knuckle duster. It's part of this whole like subset of like fist weapons. They tend to be a little bit weaker, but your fist is very fast. But I was never a big fan of them. Okay, we got that, which allows me to actually do a little bit more exploration here. But it's mostly in these waters up here. I think I missed that ring. I'm not going to worry about it. Just like I said, it is not too terribly important. It's just a little bit of extra cash. And if you're playing this game even somewhat well, most of the stuff that the librarian can sell you, you just plain do not need. Period. You can get by with just what the game provides you just fine. Looking at the time, we're at about the 45-minute mark. Looking at where I am, it's going to take me a little bit to actually get to the next save spot that's along the path I want to take. So, it's probably going to take about 15 minutes or so, if not just a little bit longer. We'll see. So, probably I'll get to that and then probably call it. Ugh. Stupid. See, underwater we have these really wonky sort of physics. Just trying to get a spell to work. I'm not gonna fight with it. Just gonna do that and get in there and kill these guys. These nunchakus. I'll show them off real quick here. They're a neat weapon, but not very useful overall. They take up both of your hands, and when you strike, you go twice. Now, in theory, it seems like a very nice idea, but it takes up both your hands, which means you can't block with your shield. And blocking with your shield is very important in this game. So, generally, do not want to use those. Exploration-y stuff. And this area I will be revisiting, because there's a bunch of little secret areas and stuff that require you to have some of your later powers. Oh, come on. And my health is getting low. I may just use a potion just to be on the safe side. I do not want to die. I'd lose a chunk of progress too if I did that, yeah. Well, let's use a potion here. There we go. There we go. Oh, and of course. Should have remembered that. Oh well. I'll stand by my decision. What if I'd made a mistake? Could Could have cost me a death there, so. That bridge, that becomes important a little bit later on too. But something else that requires some powers and whatnot that I currently do not have, so. That's another reason why we'll be coming back here. And then I can get this now. See, the water is actually pushing my character back. So this is why you wanted to wait until now to do this, because if you don't have the holy symbol, you'll just be getting damaged that whole time. It'll take off a lot of health. And the item it gives you, well, it's a decent little item. It's not worth risking a death for. Ah, I missed those boots. There's some boots there. That have like this sort of like weird kind of thing. It's a very subtle effect, and you have to really be paying attention to notice it. I always like that effect where like the top of the water is frozen because this area is frozen over. See, it's like those little touches like that I've always felt like really made this game great. Was like you can tell they were just like, okay, this area is covered in ice, well, we should have a layer of ice on the water, and you know, it's like everything in every area just seems to come together in this whole that just works very, very well. Okay. I leveled up again. Level 18. Whoa, hey now. Yeah, this area is actually one of the few of the game where you don't want to be jumping around slashing at things, since those zombies will spawn right in front of you. It's actually more beneficial to stop and slash them once and then keep going. No, okay. Let's see. There's a specific save point I'm going to try and get to, and it'll put me right outside the area I'm going to be heading into on my way to the double jump. Fortunately, it's looking like I'm not going to make it to get the double jump this time. Which, I mean, isn't really that big of a deal. And in fact, that's also one thing I really like about this game is like those powers like that. The ones that actually add real use, like the double jump and that. You are required to play the game for a length of time without them, and actually get used to playing the game without them. And it's like that when you get it, you're like, oh wow, I can do this completely new thing. And then like you like instantly realize like all of the areas you can explore and now go to, and that is just so neat. And it's such a feeling of like empowerment. And it does a really great job of just be like of like you get it and you're like, I know exactly how I can integrate this into my movements and my approach to things. Okay. Yeah, looking at the time, I'm gonna be getting to the save point. Probably a little bit before the 1 hour mark. Not a big deal. I'll stop it when I get there and after I save. Okay, we're gonna save right. We're gonna come in here. And then before I save, I'm going to use that to end it. But basically, I got to the save point I want. And I'm going to be heading up and to the left a little bit where that area in the darker blue-gray is. I'll be heading up that way. And I will be heading towards getting the double jump. It'll take a little bit. I want to say next episode, but I know the areas I'll be going through. So we'll see. I think if I do get it, it'll be about halfway through next episode, if I do get it. Alright, well, I'm gonna save real quick. Alright, well, that is it for episode 2 of the full playthrough of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. If you like the video, like it, tell your friends, all that stuff. Of course, Facebook, group, Twitter, all that. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you continue to watch. Thank you very much, and I will see you on the next episode of this full playthrough of Castlevania Symphony of the Night.